Welcome everybody, and we are ready to review Chapter 22 with our review lab from the end of the chapter, and we are dealing with access control lists. By the way, got a great question from a student regarding in the actual CCNA exam, would it just be a couple of devices like I always show in my end of chapter review labs? And the answer to that is yes. Yes, you're not going to be dealing with massive topologies whatsoever. It's just going to be 2 or 3 or 4 devices that you are working with. One of the reasons for this, I believe, is we now know that these are little emulations of iOS that are running in the exam, so they have to keep it small from a performance perspective. All right, well, let's zero in on our task here. We are going to configure an access list 100 on R2 to deny very specific ICMP echo traffic, permit all other IP traffic. I'm not so sure in your exam they would give you that hint. Yeah, I am not so sure if they would give you that hint in your exam. In fact, probably not. We're going to then assign it to an interface in a specific direction on R2. And then step 3 is verification. And it looks like step 4 is verification as well. And then step 5 is saving our config. So let's go up and work on step 1. First thing, make sure you're on the right router. So this is an R2 thing. And we are going to create the appropriate access list on R2 and then assign it in the appropriate interface and direction. All right, so first step here, access list 100. So I'm going to say access-list 100, and then I immediately start using my context-sensitive help. I probably have the syntax memorized, but that doesn't matter. I repeat, always use my context-sensitive help when doing a configuration like this. Just can't get used to riding without the training wheels. I'm sorry. So access list 100, and we are going to deny. And what are we denying? We are denying ICMP traffic. Yes. ICMP is that language of love for the ping protocol, or ping utility, I should say. So what is the source address? The source address is going to be 10.23.23.0, and it's a 24-bit mask. So we need the inverse mask of 0.0.0.255. Again, you'll want to be very careful here about typos that could do you in. Next, it's the destination address. And so the destination address is going to be 10.12.12.0. And once again, a 24-bit mask means we are going to do 0.0.0.255 for the wildcard mask. What's next? Well, we can specify the exact type of traffic, ICMP traffic, that we are interested in denying here, and that is going to be echoes. So I'm going to say echo. And sure enough, that's it for our access control list. Let me actually stretch this window a bit more so that we can see the whole thing on one line. I think that will help us see it. Boy, it's a long access control list, and there it is. So obviously I'm looking it over again, making sure I don't have any typos or anything like that. Okay, so what's next here? Well, we can't forget to permit all other traffic. Yeah, remember, there is an implicit deny all at the end of this access list. So I need to say access list 100 permit IP any. That's right. Otherwise, this will end up blocking all traffic, both that specific pinging and all other traffic. Yikes. All right, we're ready for step 2, I believe. We're going to go to the interface gig 0/1, and I better type that right. And once we're in that interface, we are going to say IP access group 100, and this is inbound. So we are assigning the access list inbound. I'm going to end and save and just kind of look at my topology and figure out what's going on here. So we are setting that inbound on gig 0/1. So we are looking to stop the ping that is going to be sourced from the R3 device, and of course any other devices that might live on that subnet. So now they walk us through the verification. And remember, in the actual CCNA simulation, they wouldn't be walking you through verification like this. So we're going to go to R3, and on R3, we are going to try a ping. So we're going to verify the access control list by trying a ping here. I'm going to ping 10.12.12.1, and look at that. Unreachable. Yeah, unreachable. So this is great news. Yeah, R2 is sending ICMP messages back to R3 saying, sorry, that destination is unreachable, meaning R2 is actually filtering those ICMP echoes. Now, to really make sure things are working here, we're now going to ping another address that exists on the R1 router, and sure enough, we're able to ping that address just fine. Yeah, so great stuff. Notice I didn't make any changes on R3, but I am going to save it. Yeah, just because I'm paranoid that way in the actual exam. And then on R2, they want us to go and take a look at the show access list command. This obviously would be another very powerful verification because you're going to see the matches on your access control list. So sure enough, there's the ping attempt we tried, and that was captured by the deny access control list entry. Notice there's been plenty of matches for everything else. I do believe we are running, let's see, show IP protocols. Yeah, look at that. We're running OSPF in this environment. So we know part of this traffic that is being matched by the permit IP any is the hello packets of OSPF. Well, once again, out of paranoia, I'm going to save my configuration, and I do believe we are ready to check our results, and look at that. We have configured this activity perfectly. So access control lists, nothing at all to be afraid of. Remember, use your context-sensitive help. Watch out for typos. Watch out for the implicit deny all. Watch out for the order of your access control list. Yeah, those entries need to be entered in the correct order. And finally, make sure you're careful about where you apply it and in what direction. Thank you so much for joining me. And this was Chapter 22. I hope you'll be joining me for Chapter 23 coming up.